It's time for another thrift haul video. Today I went to 3 thrift stores, and at just one of those stores, I picked up all 18 items that you see stacked up right here next to me. So what we're gonna do in today's video is we're gonna go through all 18 of these items. I'm gonna tell you exactly how much I paid for these items, and I'm also gonna talk about how much each one of these items should sell for on eBay or Poshmark. Now I'm gonna do 2 important things on the screen for each and every one of these items. The first is I'm going to put up a recent sale from eBay, a sale price that I think nicely reflects the market. The second thing I'm going to put up on the screen is the eBay sell-through rate, the 90-day eBay sell-through rate. Right now on the screen, you'll see exactly how I calculate that sell-through rate. Right here, we have the receipt from today showing those 18 items that I picked up at the thrift store and the $122 that I spent. Without further ado, let's jump right into the first item. Let's start this thing off with a bang. And actually, this is a pretty top-heavy haul. I got some really good stuff. I'm going to show you the good, the great, and then the mids, the not-so-great stuff. But this is definitely a great item right here. The brand is Eileen Fisher, which is a great brand to keep an eye out for. And this piece is just a heater. So I paid $9.99 for this. It is a full-length goose-down piece right here. So recent sales on eBay are anywhere between $60 to $100 for either this exact item or really similar jackets from Eileen Fisher. But since it's September right now, we're looking at sold comps from the summertime when people aren't really buying goose down jackets at full price. So over the next couple months, we could see some even higher sold comps for this piece. But conservatively, I'm going to say that this is going to sell for $80 to $100 on eBay or Poshmark. So a great way to start. $10 into an item that could sell for 80 to 100 bucks. Next up, we have a Mizzen Main. Now, this is a brand that has gone downhill in terms of sell-through rate and average sale price. I used to pick up just about anything from this brand, and it would easily sell for $30 to $35, and usually pretty quickly. But right now, the market has changed. I typically see these sell for around $25. I still get some pretty quick sales at that price range. Really nice pattern on this one. I feel like this is a good in-season pattern right here too. So all these shirts from Mizzen Main, they're performance, they're moisture wicking. Usually they're nylon or polyester with some spandex for some stretch too. So it's kind of a modern athleisure workwear or dress wear kind of thing. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. My name is Chris. In the streets, they call me Chris at Peak. I've been reselling online for the past 7 years. This has been a full-time venture for me for the past 4.5 years. And I've been creating content about my reselling journey for the past 5 years. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so, especially if you like learning about this sort of thing. One thing to consider especially is that every Monday morning we do a live stream. I share exactly what I sold over the weekend. We pack and ship all those orders. We talk about how much I paid for the items, how much they sold for, about what my profit is. It's a great place to come and learn brands, learn what's selling, what's hot, what's not, and it's a great place to ask questions as well. So if you haven't hit that notification bell, I'd encourage you to hit that too, so that anytime I go live, that you get that notification, you know I'm live, and you can jump in and join the conversation. Also, if you haven't liked this video yet, that helps us out too. Let's jump into this next item right here. Here's a brand that is a staple in my store. The brand is Prana. Now, I don't pick up everything from Prana. Some stuff sells well, some stuff not so much, and some stuff will really sit around in your store for a long time. But this right here is a pair of Prana. This is the Zion pants, and these are actually the Zion 5-pocket. A lot of the Zion pants are actually a cargo pant, and it has the built-in belt, but they also make a 5-pocket version right here, and you can see the zipper. If you're ever not sure what model you have on Prana, you can look on the inside, and there's a materials tag, and there's usually a style number right on there. This one has it ripped off, but good thing I recognize this pant right here. Good seller for me. I paid $5 for these at the thrift store. I expect them to sell pretty quickly in about the $30 range right here. So these next 8 items all came off one rolling rack. This is when the haul turned from not so good. I was finding some stuff, but not a lot of stuff. Then this rolling rack came out and I heard it. And then I heard the employee at the store talking to a customer at the store, somebody that she was friendly with, and she says, "Hey, this rack has some polo jackets on it." My ears went straight up. Little did I know what I was running into. This is really, really good luck, good timing, as they say. So here we go with that item. This is the first one I saw. It's a Polo Ralph Lauren. This is what's called a bi-swing or a Harrington jacket. Just a very classic spring or fall full zip jacket. pony on the chest. This one right here is a modern tag. It's a size 2XL. These typically sell for about $40 for me on eBay, and this is a super in-season item right now. So pumped to find one of those. But guess what? We got another one of those. And this one, again, same thing, a Harrington bi-swing jacket, pony on the chest, Polo Ralph Lauren, size 2XL, but this one right here, I was going to say this is a vintage tag. It's not. This is a modern tag. I got a vintage tag coming up next, I think. But really great find here. A nice red color. Again, $40. Should be a pretty quick sale on that one this time of year. Here's where we get into a vintage one. Again, same thing. Same jacket. Harrington bi-swing, Polo Ralph Lauren, pony on the chest. But we got this vintage tag right there. So these command a little bit more money, especially if you're patient and wait for the right buyer. But wait, there's more. Another Polo Ralph Lauren Harrington jacket, you guessed it. And this one is on a modern tag. Again, it's a size 2 extra large. Again, should sell for about $40. I should mention too that each one of these jackets cost me $6.99. And here's the last one. This one's also on a vintage tag. So we got an assortment of colors. They're all size 2 extra large, which is a great size. Pony on the chest, Harrington bi-swing jackets. So I paid $7 a piece for 5 of those, so $35 total. At the very least, these are going to sell for $40 a piece. The 2 vintage ones should sell for a little bit more. So we're looking at probably $250, maybe $225 conservatively, just in sales off those 5 pieces right there. So I was pumped. But those weren't all of the items off that fresh rack. There's still 3 more right here. So next up we have Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a pretty basic button-down shirt. I typically list these in the low 20s. Nice pattern on this. It is a size 2 extra large, which is a good size, which typically sells faster for me. And it does have the pony on the chest there, of course. Another Polo Ralph Lauren, again, off that fresh rack, the lucky rack for us today. And here it is. This is a size 2 extra large. This model is called the Big Shirt. So it's very relaxed, like oversized fit. And we got the pony on the chest. The Big Shirt typically sell for a few extra bucks. And also because of this pattern right here, I mean, this is just an elite pattern that's like screaming to me like early fall right now. So nice seller right there. And one last one off that fresh rack. And this is out of the shirts, probably the most valuable out of the 3. This is another Polo Ralph Lauren. This one's size extra large. And this is a corduroy. So really good seller right here, especially this time of year. And for each of these shirts, I paid $5 a piece. So I paid $15 total for those 3. I would expect somewhere around $70 to $75 in sales on those, and a couple of those should be quick sellers. The next 2 items are Levi's jeans. Now, Levi's jeans are a lower sell-through rate item for sure, but so far in 2025, we sold 125 pairs of Levi's jeans, corduroys, and khakis. 125 pairs of a low sell-through rate item. We'll talk in a minute about how we sell low sell-through rate items, some of the tricks that we use that we've built into our business that give us a competitive advantage and allow us to sell these items that are really crowded on the marketplace like Levi's. So this pair right here is a pair of Levi's 550s. The style is relaxed tapered. So this is actually really in style right now. You know, you've probably seen it. People are wearing, instead of the skinny jeans, they're wearing the wider leg jeans. So these ones here with the relaxed fit tapered leg, and it's a size 42-29, so a bigger size on these. We paid $5 for each of these pair of Levi's. That's what they charge at our thrift stores, flat rate for jeans and pants. I typically list these on eBay for $23 and accept offers all the way down to $20. So we've already sold 125 of these. Our average sale price is somewhere around $21 or $22 for these throughout the course of the year. It's something we frequently find at thrift stores. It is a lower sell-through rate, but it adds up. It makes us a lot of money over the course of the year. Now, here's another pair of Levi's. This one's actually a little bit better. So it's a Levi's 541, which is the athletic fit tapered leg. But this one's a little bit different. If you look at this tag right here close up, you'll see that it's kind of like a shinier, like thicker tag. It's not like the typical tags that you see on Levi's. This is called the Levi's Premium, and actually it says it right on the inside here. You can see where it says Levi's Premium. So these tend to sell for a little bit more money. Instead of listing these for $23 and accepting offers down to $20, I list these more like $27 or $28 and accept offers down to $24. The sell-through rate's a little bit better on these Levi's premium also, but again, nice seller. I picked them up for $5. I'll probably sell them for $24 or $25 if I had to guess. And right now, it's denim season, so it probably won't take too long. If you've watched any of my content, you've probably noticed that I pick up a lot of low sell-through rate items to sell on eBay and Poshmark. Now, there's some sellers that just focus on really high sell-through rate items, and that's fine. That's a great model. I follow some people that use that model, and I think it's really smart. But you also have to build a model that's going to fit your area and your access to goods. So we had a very different model when I lived in Denver. So I started this business 7 years ago in Denver, Colorado. Big metro area, high concentration of wealth, so I could find a lot more of those higher sell-through rate items. Then I moved to Tampa, Florida. Same thing, high concentration of wealth, big metro area. I could leave my threshold for sell-through rate pretty high and pick up high sell-through rate items and focus on that. But then I moved to Asheville, North Carolina 3 years ago. So we're in the mountains of Western North Carolina. Asheville, I think, has about 90,000 residents, but it gets really country and really rural really quick. So I can hit all the thrift stores around the Asheville area, like the tight metro, like right around the city, but then really quickly it gets rural. There's really not many thrift stores. You have to travel really far. So for me, I've built this model around selling high, medium, and some low sell-through rate items, especially if those items are in season. If you find yourself living in a similar area, right? Smaller metro, not as high concentration of wealth, not as much access to the high-end, high sell-through rate stuff, you might consider building a model that's similar to ours, where you pick up a lot of middle-of-the-road sell-through rate stuff and maybe even some of the low sell-through rate stuff too. But if you're gonna do that, I have some suggestions for you. So first thing is really high quality photos. I mean better photos than your competition. Not close to your competition, I mean better photos than your competition. So if you're selling items like these Levi's jeans, take a look at what your competition's doing, make your photos better than theirs. Number 2 is really good keywords, both in your item title and in the description. That way, when people are searching for your item, it's gonna show up higher in search results. Number 3, include measurements in all your listings. Some of your competition won't do it. That gives you an edge, especially on low sell-through rate items. Number 4 is more important now than it's ever been, and that's promoting your items on eBay. I know you don't wanna do it, but your competition's doing it, and if you wanna show up higher in search results and beat your competition, you're gonna have to promote too. Now, numbers 5 and 6 are what I used to refer to as optional steps that you could take, but there's so much competition today that now if you're gonna sell medium and low sell-through rate items, you absolutely have to do number 5 and number 6. So number 5 is cross-listing your items onto multiple platforms so you have a larger audience of buyers. We use Nifty to cross-list items from eBay to Poshmark to Mercari, so all our items are for sale on all of those platforms. Number 6 is using automation tools. That way you show up higher in search results, which will get you more sales. We also use Nifty for our automation. Don't you worry, we still have 5 or 6 more items and actually some really good stuff coming. But I couldn't talk about mid and low sell-through rate items without talking about my not so secret weapon, Nifty. Look, I've used other cross-listing and automation tools in the past. I switched to Nifty 17 months ago. There's no looking back. I couldn't give it a bigger thumbs up or a higher recommendation, but don't take my word for it. You can try Nifty for free. There's a link down below in the description of this video. Tap that link, you'll get a 7-day trial. And if you decide that you like Nifty after that 7-day trial, your first month will be 15% off. Again, just tap that link down below. Got a couple more heaters coming right now. So this is a really good one. So lost in a sea of women's jackets, I found this Billy Reid jacket right here. Now, Billy Reid can be a hit or miss type of brand, and this is a smaller size. It's size small, but this is a nice quilted jacket. You can see that quilted liner on the inside, and it's like a shirt jacket, like snap up in the front. Now, I found some recent sales for like 40, 60, even as high as $80 for this jacket. But again, when we're looking at jackets and we're looking at sold comps right now, we're looking at summertime sold comps. So right now is the time when people are really starting to look for an item like this. I feel like even in the size small, this is probably a $50 or $60 item on eBay or Poshmark. Psyched to find that one. We got more jackets too. And this is probably, yeah, this is the crown jewel of today's haul for sure. So check out this piece. This is a Bass Pro Shops, and you can see that it is Gore-Tex. We'll look at the sleeve right here. That Gore-Tex on the sleeve. And look at that front where it says 100 miles per hour. So this jacket is an offshore fishing jacket. Like, this is like a batten down the hatches, really bad weather. This thing is gonna keep you freaking dry. It's got the big hood and everything on here. As soon as I laid eyes on this piece, I saw Bass, I saw Gore-Tex. I knew I ran into something good. Now, recent sales of this exact jacket are up around $200. There's actually a couple that are currently listed at exactly $200. So I'm gonna list this for $185 plus shipping and be the lowest price on the market and hopefully get a pretty quick sale. I paid, for both this jacket and the last one, I paid $9.99 for this one. Sorry, I didn't mention the Billy Reid. I paid $6.99 for the Billy Reid. So $9.99 on this Bass Pro Shops Gore-Tex jacket. And this is a Gore-Tex Performance jacket, which is like their high-end Gore-Tex. Crazy, crazy find, 10 bucks at a thrift store. I couldn't be more excited about that piece right there. All right, we got another jacket here too. Another solid one too. So this is a good brand, Mountain Hardwear. Kind of a classic outdoor brand, similar to like a North Face or a Patagonia. Perhaps not as desirable in most pieces. Now this is an older like rain shell, and you can see right here the logo is Dry Q Elite. Now this is a tougher jacket to comp because it is a little bit of an older model. You can see that it does have a little bit of the older tag right there on the inside. But I'm going to guess on this piece that it's going to sell probably on the low end $35, but I feel like it's worth 40 to 60 bucks probably if I'm patient. But I'll probably price it at $45, take offers down to 35. I paid $10 for this jacket right here. I'm a fan of that Mountain Hardwear brand, both for personal and for reselling too. These next two items are Chris at Peak Specials. Now, most people are gonna walk right past this brand, not even give it a second glance, but I've already sold 30 pieces from this brand in 2025 alone. That doesn't mean I pick up everything from this brand. I'm really, really selective. I also wouldn't pick up this brand if you didn't do those 6 steps that we talked about a little bit earlier for mid and low sell-through rate items. I really think you have to do all 6 steps in order for this to be a good brand for you to pick up. The brand here is Jos A Bank. Now, most of this stuff, like 99.9%, is not gonna be worth picking up. These two items fit my criteria. I'm gonna tell you why right now. So this item actually looks and feels a lot like camel hair. I love picking up Jos A Bank's camel hair. They'll sell really, really well. But this one is actually, if we look at the tag, is 70% wool and 30% silk. Now, silk is also a good seller too. So that wool silk blend, it's like really fuzzy soft. So I feel like this is a really good seller. I will mention that it feels like camel hair. I'll put that into the description to try to lure in that right buyer. But this is a pickup right here for me, 7 bucks, bread and butter. I'll probably list this at $39 and take offers down to 35. I actually just shipped out a Jos A Bank's blazer today. And next up is another Jos A Bank. This is actually one that I've never picked up before. So the model here, it's a Jos A Bank Traveler, but it says Travel Tech. So this is a unique one because it is a blend of wool, polyester, and spandex. So this here is a very modern suit, like people are really getting into this kind of performance suit. The most important thing about this blazer is this gray plaid pattern. A lot of these plaid and check patterns are very in style right now. This one also has the thin lapel, which is really in style right now. And of course, we talked about the materials on this one. This I'm gonna list for $39.99 and again, accept offers down to $35. That's our full haul for today. I hope you learned something. Maybe you jotted down a new brand or a new material or a new model to look for. I paid $122 for all these items. I expect the sales to be anywhere between $700 and $800 pretty conservatively. That is an above average haul for me. I went to 3 stores to run into one that was really, really good. The other stores, I got 2 items at one of those stores and I got 8 at the other one. And at those other 2 stores, I got nothing like some of these high-end pieces that will sell for close to $100. So you got to get out there, you got to hustle. It's not every day I have a haul like this. I have to run into like 4 or 5 bad ones before I'll get another really good one. And when I do, I'm going to share that with you. If you like this video, on screen right here, I have my last haul video. It's 34 items. I also have it linked down below in the description of this video. If you haven't liked the video, if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do so. We'll see you next time. Good luck out there.